Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. Several years back, I was visiting a friend, and we'd gone to the market, and we got all of our items and things, and we were about to check out. And I heard a commotion at the front of the line. I looked up, and it was the cashier. Young man that was working the cash register was pretty testy, and he was having some trouble. People were, somebody had done something that riled him a little bit, but he was reacting. And the woman behind me said, "He's not typically like that." And I was like, everybody has a day, I guess. This is really his. And he was snippy. And we got up to the front of his line, and my friend tried to chat him up, and he was like, "How are you? How's your day going?" And he was like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." I was like, "Ooh." So I put some items on the cart, and he was like, "Put it right there." I said, "Okay." So I looked at him and I said, "Where are you from?" And he told me. And I said, "Oh, I've never been, but I hear that's such a beautiful country. You must miss it." And I was surprised and shocked because he began to cry. He really began to cry. And he went from someone who was kind of angry to someone who was hurt in seconds. And I said, "Is it okay if I hug you?" "Yes." I went around and I hugged him. And the woman who was working a few registers over looked and said, "Oh my goodness, I should have done that sooner." And she asked the people in her line to hold on a second, and she came over and she hugged him too. He was really crying, and he said his grandmother had died the night before, and he hadn't seen her in years because he hadn't been able to go back home. And he missed home, and he missed his grandmother. And I told him, "Well, she must be with us right now, because I think she told me to hug you." And he said he knew that to be true. The other cashier told him to take a break, and she called someone else, and he was okay. He was actually outside and thanked us on our way out. My friend, who's a psychotherapist, as we were going to the car, he said, "What technique did you just use?" I tried something, but he didn't respond. "What technique did you just use?" I said, "It's not a technique, it's just love. It's the oldest technique in the world." But here's the thing that I learned: everybody needs love. Not everybody wants your love. And the trick for me in my life is to figure out who wants it. Sometimes you try to share your heart, your wisdom, your knowledge, your lessons, your education, your skills, your money, your life with people who don't want it. And you're like, "But it helped me. I have something that's really beautiful." They don't want it. We all need it. And sometimes people have to figure out they want it from you. In this nation of ours, we've spent so much time trying to appease angry folks who just want to be angry. And then the folks who are there wanting your attention, wanting your love, wanting the respect that they designed, can't get it. Because we're always running to appease our bullies. The fact that we live in a country where, after the Civil War, people who owned slaves were given reparations, but the people who had been enslaved did not get anything. It's so distressing. And then the same happened, Reconstruction. Same thing happened, Jim Crow. Same thing happened, Civil War. Now we have an opportunity to heal the land. And everybody needs love. But let's give it to the ones who want it first. And then those who are 2 hours over and see how beautiful this thing is, they'll come over and they'll get some too. I love you. Let's celebrate this love.